Today, we are breaking down an absolutely wild tactical chess match between Portugal and Croatia. Now, if you just looked at the final scoreline of 2-1 for Portugal, you'd be missing the entire story. Because honestly, this game was a massive tactical problem, an aggressive reaction, and a totally nail-biting rescue, all sketched out right here on our dark slate chalkboard. Picture the scene for a second. It's the 90th minute, the score, deadlocked at 1-1. Portugal, who came into this tournament as one of the heavy favorites, is literally teetering on the absolute edge of being knocked out. On the flip side, you've got Croatia, a team built on pure heart and just a ton of tournament experience, and they are flat out refusing to yield an inch. The stage is perfectly set for a dramatic finale. But how on earth did we arrive at this boiling point?
But let's trace exactly how this built up, because you really have to understand this was not a comfortable, cruising win for Portugal by any stretch. It was a deeply complex tactical puzzle. It kicked off with visible frustration right around the 17-minute mark, escalated into a shocking Croatian goal at 53 minutes, forced a massive, almost panic button reaction from the manager with 4 subs at 62 minutes, led to a desperate equalizer at 68, and then, finally, found its brutal resolution right at the 90-minute mark.
Part 1. Portugal's false dominance, the 62% illusion. Okay, so looking closely at the first hour of the match, things were incredibly deceiving. Portugal held a massive 62% possession. They were racking up 15 total shots and 9 corner kicks. So on paper, they were totally dominating and setting the tempo, right? But actually, look over at Croatia, represented by these white stick figures, holding just 38% of the ball. You'd think they were panicking. Nope, they were exactly where they wanted to be. And that brings us to their core strategy. Croatia set a brilliant trap by using what we call a low block. Basically, this is a defensive tactic where a team drops way deep into their own half, just packing the defense tight. They literally let the opponent have the ball. Croatia did not care if Portugal passed it back and forth all day. They just sat deep in this super compact shape, absorbed the pressure, and waited for the absolute perfect moment to strike. And let me tell you, playing against a low block creates immense psychological frustration. Right at the 17th minute, a Portuguese player picks up a yellow card. That's your early warning sign that things are not going to plan. Meanwhile, Croatia was just incredibly disciplined. Portugal kept desperately trying to force players in behind the defense, but Croatia's backline held firm like a brick wall, catching them offside 4 separate times. Moving on to part 2, the perfect counterattack. Executing the blueprint. Boom, we hit the pivotal 53rd minute. This is the exact moment where Croatia's carefully laid defensive trap violently snaps shut, and they do it in 4 flawless steps. Step 1, absorb the pressure. Step 2, wait. Step 3, counter. Step 4, score. Portugal had been pushing so aggressively forward, they left these vast, dangerous spaces behind their own defense. Croatia wins the ball, moves it with lightning speed on the counter, and finds their man. Just like that, it's 1-0 Croatia. The trap worked absolutely perfectly. Part 3, a drastic tactical reset, breaking the board. So Portugal had fallen right into the trap. The scoreboard is against them. But then, the Portuguese manager's reaction at the 62-minute mark completely rewrites the script of the match. 4. He didn't make 1 substitution. He didn't make 2. He made 4 simultaneous substitutions in the space of just 2 minutes. That is a manager looking out at the pitch and saying, right, what we are doing is not working at all. We are changing everything. 4 guys walk off, 4 fresh stick figures run on, and the whole tactical ship shifts. And the instruction to those new players entering the fray was crystal clear. Stop being patient. Start being urgent. Portugal pushed significantly higher up the pitch. They moved the ball faster. They injected pure urgency into the attack, completely ditching that slow, methodical possession game that got them trapped in the first place. They needed a totally different threat, and they needed it right then. And man, the impact was beautifully instantaneous. 68th minute, Portugal equalize. The tactical reset actually worked. Just 6 minutes after making those drastic changes, the fresh legs paid off, and it's 1-1. The entire momentum of the match was forcefully flipped on its head. From that second on, it was a totally different ballgame. Which brings us to part 4, the cruel reality of football. Pure efficiency. So, those final 20 minutes turned into this exhausted, desperate battle. Legs were heavy, energy was draining, but the underlying stats here tell such a fascinating story. Croatia generated 7 shots on target over the match. Portugal, only 3. So despite barely having the ball for the first hour, Croatia actually created way more danger. And that perfectly sets up the ultimate irony of this whole game. Because, football is brutally, sometimes heartbreakingly efficient. Portugal just needed fewer chances, and they took the one that mattered at the latest possible moment. Right at the 90th minute, Portugal scores 2-1, a dramatic last-minute winner. It was just one moment of pure quality when everything was on the line. The exact kind of goal that wins tournaments and absolutely shatters hearts all at once. So, I'm going to leave you with this really profound thought to ponder. Croatia literally executed the perfect game plan, right? They defended brilliantly for an hour. They had more shots on target, and still, they lost. Is that just the beautiful tragedy of football? They did almost everything right with their defensive discipline, but Portugal's tactical bravery and sheer efficiency won out in the end. That is the cruel reality of the sport. I hope this explainer helped you clearly visualize the blueprint behind all that drama. Join us for our next explainer, where we tackle a completely different mystery. Why exactly do players get paid so much? See you then.